Yeah, but can your updo do this? Ow, I cracked my neck. This video seriously can't take more than 7 minutes because I have rice cooking. Those of you who don't know, my husband and I are movie buffs. Where normal people would have a hobby or something they're good at, a talent per se, we watch a lot of movies. So I found The Ring. It hit me with a wave of nostalgia. Mostly because it was one of the first scary movies I saw. Also because this movie single-handedly opened a doorway into one of the scariest experiences that middle school Kauai had ever experienced. So my middle school friends and I go to the movies to see The Ring, and up until this point I had only seen like the Sixth Sense. Say that 6 times fast. So I was super excited, super scared. Oh my gosh, let's go! It took us so long to plan this event. This was back in the day when you didn't just like look up movie times on the internet. Like you had to call the movie theater, they had the little recording, and you're like waiting to hear, and they're like, The Ring, playing at 2, 3, 4:30, and you're like waiting because you need to write down all the show times and then coordinate with everybody else. So we go, and it is like single-handedly the scariest movie ever. If you have not seen it, the premise is there's this girl, scary as hell, enter Samara, the black hair and everything. Ugh. Anyways, let's see Samara now. It's much better, right? Puberty. So Samara, apparently she has this DVD and it's super scary and weird and poor editing and black and white, and when you see it, you get a phone call and it says, you have 7 days, except it's in a much creepier voice than that. It was horrifying. The first day after you watch it in theaters, the phone rings and you jump every time. You're like, I got over it. Problem is, I go to school, I open my locker, and there's like this really old looking folded up note, and I'm like, this is unusual. I open it up and it's like this black, like penciled in circle, and at the bottom in really small writing it says you have 7 days. I think that would frighten any middle schooler. And I'm like, who wrote this? Who wrote this? I go home, I write it off, brush it off. Next day, there's another note, and this one says, you have 6 days. Okay. Stop freaking out a little bit. I'm like, that's weird. To make things even better, all my friends that went to the movie with me are just like, oh my gosh, that is so scary. Do you know who's writing it? So what little part of me wasn't worried at this point, now I'm starting to get worried too. If my friends are freaking out with me, I'm freaking out. The next day comes, and there is another note. Surprise! 5 days. 5 days. I'm not gonna lie, I went home and cried. Well, days 4, 3, 2, and finally, it says, you have 1 day. 1 day. One single Uno. And all my friends, of course, my little middle school friends, that's so scary. I go home, eat some lasagna, you know, I really try to savor it, seeing as how this is my last meal. At this point, I'm just like seeing her crawl out of the TV. And you know what happened that night? Do you know what freaking happened? This is the reason why I am the way I am. Do you want to know what happened? Do you want to know? Nothing. Nothing. Next day I roll in, and I'm rolling in like a big shot. I'm like, what's up guys? You thought I was gonna die. Thought it was a wrap. I'm here. And they all just bust up laughing. What's so funny? And of course, it was them. Who's scared now? But really guys, thanks for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. I put out new videos every Thursday, so I will see you guys next week.